Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Gamer Guild podcast, your one-stop shop for all things in the wide world of video games. I'm your co-host, Cody Robertson.
And I'm your co-host, Noah Bowers. This week, we are back for the first week of 2025. A lot of fun stuff to talk about, including what the best new releases we are most excited for coming up.
That's right. We'll cover all this and more right here on the Gamer Guild podcast. So let's get into it, Noah. We had a pretty big event going on over the break, and that's kind of the biggest thing that happened over the break, in my opinion, other than like the Game Awards, which we already covered. If you saw that stream, thanks for watching. So CES happened last kind of this week and last week over the weekend, sort of, and Nvidia came out with the 5000 series GPUs. So we got the 5090, the 5080, 5070 and 5070 Ti coming in hot, baby. Man, and these specs are looking really nice. If you want to just Google them and look them up, I'm not going to list them all out here because there's a lot of numbers, but if you're into that kind of thing, definitely look up the specs. They're pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're looking beefy.
Yeah, they're looking re're looking real nice. I mean, the 5090 is coming in at $2,000, $1,999 retail, so it's pricey. We're not surprised by that. You know, this is kind of their thing, but here's kind of the big news of the day, I think.
Okay.
The 5080 is coming in at $999, so $1,000, a lot cheaper than the, we'll say, not obsolete, but the 5080 certainly seems to have specs better than the 4090 for sure.
Yeah,
and it's smaller; it only takes up 2 slots, whereas the 4090 takes up 3 in your PC, which is a lot. So the 5080 is not only competitively priced, it's also a little better than the 4090, which is crazy. And then you got the 5070 Ti, $749 retail, and then the 5070, $549. Dude, these are some good prices. And for context, just to kind of give you a little picture, the 5070 has kind of comparable to the 4090 specs a little bit. It's got the same amount of VRAM, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what you're looking at, and it's retailing at $550, which is just really low, which is crazy.
It's pretty nice, especially for, coming into the new year. If you're looking to upgrade your desktop setup or anything like that, if you're still on the 30 series, I think this would be the perfect time to upgrade.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. All the new architecture is going to be what all the new games are optimized for, coming in, releasing this year and the few years after that. So, $550, really hard to beat. Yeah. Love that for them. What I was really excited about on this announcement is actually not the hardware, but the software that they were talking about. So we are getting DLSS 2.0, and a lot of new fun features are coming along with that. For those that don't know, DLSS is the AI algorithm that Nvidia uses in order to upscale graphics and generate frames for your games. That way you are able to technically, I believe, run it at a lower resolution, if I'm not mistaken.
At a higher resolution.
At a high resolution natively.
Well, I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Okay, that's
low resolution, higher frames.
Yeah,
so you're correct.
Low resolution, but then they upscale it so that it looks like a higher resolution while you're playing. So that way, your graphics card can basically just do it more efficiently, faster, without having to actually crank out all those pixels at that fidelity. Really, really cool software, and DLSS 2.0 is basically just bumping all that stuff to the max. NVIDIA has really been investing a lot into their AI systems in the background, so this is going to be the latest iteration of that, and I believe they're allowing it to be used on the 40 series, and there's a new DLSS switcher in the NVIDIA app that's going to be used as well. So if a game doesn't already have DLSS enabled, you can, I think, automatically use a switcher to add that functionality. Really, really innovative stuff. Really excited for that. And I think not only does that make the next gen games look really good, it's going to make your old games look absolutely immaculate.
Kind of like their RTX on-off type thing.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. Yeah. But with DLSS. So
nice.
Really, really fun stuff. That's definitely what I'm excited for.
I've used DLSS quite a bit on my really nice beefy PC, and it's impressive. It's very, very impressive. So it's pretty cool. I used it on like Starfield, games like that, which it kind of was really benefited from, I think. So that was pretty cool. And Cyberpunk looks incredible with that kind of thing. Oh man,
I used it on, obviously, I'm gonna say it again, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Of course.
It's really, really nice on that. They actually use that one's more optimized for AMD's Fidelity FX
that game?
instead. Yeah, that game specifically. But you can still use DLSS on it. I think it's really good for those mid-range and low-range PC setups because I use a laptop, so I don't have like the throughput to really run stuff at high resolution and get all those frames. So having DLSS on a lot of my titles really basically evens the playing field, makes it look really, really nice without destroying my computer. So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, there you go. Fun stuff coming from Nvidia as always. They're always pretty on top of it when it comes to technology.
Yep.
So, and the most valuable company in the world now, which is crazy.
Currently, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
AI is selling like hotcakes right now.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's it pretty much for the news of the past from between the break and now. What we really want to talk about this week to get things started off in 2025 is the biggest games coming out that we're excited about. I got a list here that I'm going to go through, and we'll kind of just I'll point out the ones that I think are of note, and we'll kind of just say if we're excited or not. There's not too many. There are a lot coming out that don't have release dates quite yet that are supposed to come out this year. So
which may get delayed, may not.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't.
A million things happen, but I'll go through the ones that have hard release dates now. We'll see what we think. All right. First kind of bigger one that's coming out, January 16th. So next week, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Yeah.
Wait,
on
what?
the Switch. There you go.
I love that game.
I'm sorry. I don't think this is right. No. GameSpot has it listed for the PS4. I'm like, that's not right, GameSpot. But no. Coming to the Switch, January 16th. So yeah, it looks like a remaster of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii, which is really cool. I really liked that game. It came out when I was in high school and it was really popular. Pretty fun. Didn't they just do a remaster of another Donkey Kong game? Recently? They did. I know they re-released Tropical Freeze.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they did a remaster pretty recently of another Donkey Kong game.
I don't remember. Now, I never played Tropical Freeze, but I did play Donkey Kong Country Returns when it was out on the Wii, because I was really into the Wii and I basically bought every game that came out on it. Loved that title. Really, really fun. So I might have to check this one out.
Yeah.
Let's see how it looks.
I'll have to see how much it is. Their current trend is like 50 for something like this.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I still have a Wii, so it's like, what's the big deal?
That's
true. Maybe I'll play it side by side or something. Well, all right. That's Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, January 16th. Check it out if you're into that. Next sort of big one, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on PC at the end of the month, January 23rd. So check it out if you're into that. Usually you can get some pretty good graphical fidelity out of Final Fantasy on a PC, so it's pretty cool looking. Speaking of things coming to PC, Spider-Man 2 is coming out on PC on January 30th finally. So hopefully you can get some fun mods. I saw one really cool mod from the first Spider-Man game when it came to PC. When Gotham Knights came out, IGN gave it a 5. Right?
Okay.
And somebody modded in the score that IGN gave Gotham Knights as the character model. And so it was like just a big 5.
Nice.
It was pretty funny. Oh, man. Good stuff.
That was talk about a flop from last year. 2 years ago. Gotham Knights.
Boy, oh boy.
I remember the hype around that one.
Oh, yeah. And then Suicide Squad did pretty bad the next year, too. So. Not great for DC video games right now. Oh, well. All right, next big one coming out in February. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out February 4th. I don't know a whole lot about this one, but it's got a pretty good cult following it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this one.
Cool.
I'll probably check it out. I love RPGs, love medieval fantasy stuff.
It's like an immersive medieval thing, right?
Yeah, it's like an immersive sim almost, closer to that. And an RPG as well. So you can get really, really in-depth with it. The first game was kind of like a sleeper hit. I don't think it broke records when it released, but it's been steadily, retaining and gaining players ever since its release. So this is definitely going to be a one that I'm very excited about. It's coming out, it looks like, on all the next-gen platforms. Yeah. So
minus Switch or whatever Nintendo's going to do. We'll get into that later.
So yeah, that one. But February is a big month.
It is. It sure is. And we'll
we
get
know
into
why.
it. Yeah, we'll get into it in just a second.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Have you ever played Mount & Blade?
No, but I know what it is.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. I've played a little bit of Mount & Blade, and I was like, oh boy, this is hardcore.
Yeah.
I was like, oh geez. Kingdom Come Deliverance looks a little more palatable, I'll say. A little more approachable. Mount & Blade was like, this is a little much. It's hardcore.
That's like
it's
flight
like
simulators.
No,
basically.
you really want to be from this time. It's like, no, yeah, that's what I want. All right. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out February 4th, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. All right. Here's the big one, Noah. Civ 7, February 11th. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 comes out on everything, including the Switch and PC, of course, on February 11th. Noah, scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
For Civilization 7?
Yeah.
So the fan in me wants to say like 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm so excited. But some new developments have been slowly coming out leading up to the release. And I'm not going to say I'm hesitant because I trust the Sid Meier's team somewhat.
Is he involved still?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. I think they just used it kind of like Tom Clancy with Ubisoft. I think they just use his name rights for him. I'm gonna say I'm a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Hey, a 7 like Civ 7.
Yeah, definitely pretty excited for it. But they're changing up the gameplay a little bit, which is good. You want to evolve, you want to iterate and things like that. But because I haven't played it yet, I don't really know how it's going to impact the gameplay experience. Because I really liked Civ 5. They changed it up with Civ 6, and I really liked Civ 6. So you know what? I'm excited, but we'll have to see Civ 7.
This is kind of what they do. Yeah. Just Firaxis in general kind of does this too, which is pretty cool.
Because they've had some misses. The one that immediately comes to mind is like Civilization Beyond Earth.
Yeah.
That was a big miss for me, and I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it just was not engaging whatsoever. And that was kind of an in-between game between Civ 5 and Civ 6. So, but this is the full-on title, Civ 7. So I'm guessing they put the time into it, put the research. A lot of the content creators that I follow for that game, they've actually been involved in the game testing process and development. So they've been, putting out tweets and videos and be like, I already tested out this feature. This is what we thought and stuff like that. So when the full refined product comes out, I'm gonna be pretty excited. The only thing I'm really not excited about is how much they're charging for it. They're doing, I think it's getting up to 70, and if you pre-order it, there's like $100 bundle, and I think you can get like $110 bundle with all these like collector's editions.
Did they do that for 6?
I don't believe they did.
I don't think so either.
So
it did get re-released a lot, like it came out on the Switch, that kind of thing, but it wasn't like anything crazy.
No, this
that
one's
sounds pretty
like
wild.
Yeah, it's you can get up there with the prices. So I'm not that excited about that either, because that's kind of worrying me about how they're going to market the future DLC releases. Because a lot of times they have different expansions and leaders behind paid DLC, and if they're upcharging the base game like this, I'm kind of worried about what that means for future releases. So 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
It's a wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I completely missed the Civilization series, even though it was like right in my gaming heyday. I was an RTS guy, so I was all about like Age of Empires, that kind of thing. So I guess my circles of friends didn't really jive with Civ because it was turn-based, that kind of thing. But it is so freaking popular that I feel compelled to just check it out at least once. I played a tad of Civ 6 and I didn't quite play enough to really get a good opinion on it.
Yeah.
So Civ 7 might be the one that I try out.
And if you like the RTS games, I don't remember if you tried it or not, but the Dune Spice Wars game,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, really, really well done. And their expansions that they've released and DLC leaders have been really, really fun. So I've been loving that game as well. Civ 7. Honestly, the previous games of that series, whenever there's like a Steam sale, they go on sale all the time for like 80% off. You can get them for like $5, like all of the like original games, stuff like that. So, just wait around for a sale if you want to try out the series. You get introduced before Civ 7 comes out. I'm sure you'll have an opportunity.
There you go. Civ 7 comes out February 11th, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. All right. Ooh, here's the next one. Here's one I'm pretty excited about that I'm kind of coming around on excitement about.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Interesting.
Comes out Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025.
Aw.
PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. No Switch. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. You know, I was really into Assassin's Creed during the Ezio days.
Of course.
You know, it was such a great title on the PS3 and the 360. I actually played through when I was just out of high school. I played all of 1 through 4, I think, just in a row. But it was really like 6 games, whatever it was, because there's like Revelations and Brotherhood and all that.
Brotherhood.
And then completely fell off of Assassin's Creed when everyone else did for Unity, because it was such a bad release.
It was pretty bad.
And I also didn't have a PS4. So there you go. So I played Assassin's Creed 4 on a PS3. So there you go. Sorry. Yeah, and then they released like a couple other games that didn't really hit as well, but apparently were better. They've kind of had this little cult following now of like Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Oh, it's actually good, guys. Give it a real college try, that kind of thing. You know, maybe. And then, you know, we had the big RPG ones, Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played quite a bit of Odyssey. I liked it a lot.
Really?
It's different. It's definitely different than the Ezio games, but it's really cool. I liked it a lot. Didn't get into Ragnarok or Valhalla. Sorry.
Yep.
Because I hear it's so huge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, geez.
To me, that's the problem with when they started that game direction with Origins. They really just turned it into like a very bloated version of their open world games like Far Cry and things like that. So
they out Ubisoft themselves.
Yeah,
that's kind of when, like, you know, everybody says now, oh, it's a Ubisoft game. We know what that is. This is when it started here. It just became this. And, you know, but, you know, for better or worse, I guess. Some people are into that. And
some people are. Some people just like, you know, exploring and things like that. But to me, if I'm going to play a game like that, the go-to title for me would probably be like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sure.
Or
another Ubisoft game that I like that has a lot of stuff in it is Far Cry. But I
need to try the Far Cry games.
It's definitely a Ubisoft game, like to a T. But if you like Frontiers of Pandora, you probably like Far Cry a lot.
Probably. So. That's what I've been told. I need to hop on that series. I've also been, people don't know this, I've been grinding the Division 2 recently.
Oh, I've seen you.
Resurgence.
Nice.
Oh, man. 5 years too late, but just in time for the latest DLC updates.
Nice. There you go.
Been loving that one.
Did you get it like on sale or something?
I did.
Nice.
I got it for like, I think it was like 13. I think full price it's only like 40.
Oh, wow.
But I got it for like $13 or something like that, with like all the DLC and your one pass and everything like that. And they're working on the Division 3. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we get some news about that sometime in this new year. We'll see.
We'll see. So yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Shadows. So this is supposed to be like, you know, they're marketing it as, oh, this is a return back to kind of the classic Ezio type, Ezio and like Edward Kenway type combat situations. It looks cool. I'm not crazy about the dual protagonist thing. I think I would honestly rather just play as, I can't remember her name. I think it's like Naoi or something. The really nimble one.
Yeah.
That kind of like the stealthy one. Because that, in my mind, is Assassin's Creed. You know, I don't want to play as a samurai. We got that in Ghost of Tsushima already, and it was really good.
It was.
I will say, though, the combat looks pretty good. I've seen a lot of combat footage. Looks pretty good. But I am more excited about the stealth. That's what I want to get back to about Assassin's Creed is the stealth. The combat in the RPG games I thought was pretty good. It was different. You know, you had to actually press some buttons and stuff.
Had some combos, a little bit of hack and slash.
Yeah, you had to think about it a little bit, you know, which, you know, I think made it a little better. But we'll see, you know, not crazy about, you know, the samurai type combat, but I am crazy about the stealth. I really hope that's good, and it looks pretty good so far. And the samurai combat, in all fairness, does look pretty good. So I guess, you know, we'll see. I'm pretty excited about that one. This is probably the first one I'll buy this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shadows.
I think the first buy for me is probably going to be Civ 7.
Are you sure?
Guess.
Are you sure it's not the next one we're about to talk about?
It might be. It might be.
We'll see. All right. Next one we're going to talk about here is probably one of Noah's top, I'm going to say one of your top 3 most anticipated.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's probably number 1 right now.
Okay, cool. So
of the year.
Avowed. The Obsidian Avowed. The based in Pillars of Eternity universe, correct?
Yes.
But it's a first-person RPG. Yep. Looks pretty cool. First-person action RPG. It's Xbox Series X and PC exclusive, is owned by Microsoft. So there you go, February 18th. Noah, take it away. What do you think so far? Have you seen any footage?
I have seen some gameplay footage. Looks very, very similar to the art style that they were going for in their Pillars of Eternity. So it's going to be a little bit more colorful than people might be used to in a fantasy setting. I guess Dragon Age Veilguard came out recently.
Yeah.
That one had some more cartoony-ish feels to it. It's going to be more similar to that. It's not going to be as like gothic realistic as say like The Witcher 3.
Yeah. This is Obsidian we're talking about too. So,
I'm so excited for this game because I love the writing that Obsidian does for their quests and their characters. They're really funny, but then they can get really, really insightful and introspective. So I think this is going to be a big hit. Since it's owned by Xbox, I believe it will be releasing on Game Pass. So for those who want to get it on Game Pass, you can do that. You don't have to buy the full price. I might just buy it full price, even though I do have Game Pass.
So you actually have it.
Yeah, just so I have it. Give some extra love to the development team that I like over there. They said that this one is going to be bigger than the Outer Worlds, which makes sense. It's been in development longer.
That one wasn't that big, was it?
Wasn't that big,
okay.
So it's pretty small.
How long did it take you to do Outer Worlds?
Ooh, good question. Probably 30 plus hours, I think.
Okay, that's pretty beefy. Okay,
maybe,
that's not bad.
Maybe 32, 31.
Okay.
Just right around that cutoff.
It's small for like an RPG, but it's still a solid
I mean,
chunk.
you could sync time, but I replayed it a couple times.
Sure.
Like if you just did the main quest line, you could probably get it done in like 20, 25 hours.
Okay, well, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this one's going to be a little bit longer, I believe, a little bit more content. What I'm really excited about too is just the amount of diversity they have in the combat system. So you can be a spell slinger, you can be a melee combat, you can be unarmed, and then the way that they do their magic system is also a little bit different. So they have like wands like Harry Potter, but they also have like staves and rods, and all of them have like different unique aspects to it. I did play Pillars of Eternity 2 Dreadfire, so I'm a little bit familiar with like the lore and world building that they have in this universe, but I'm guessing they know that this is going to appeal to a wider audience, so they're going to probably bring a lot of people up to speed in the story. So yeah. If you guys are looking forward to an RPG and Elder Scrolls 6 is still, 10 years out, you got a release ready to go. So very excited about this. This will probably be the first cop for sure.
Nice. Yeah. I'm going to wait and see. I really like the idea of Obsidian. Unfortunately, the only Obsidian game I've ever completed was South Park: The Stick of Truth. And I loved that game. It was really, really fun. And I
forgot they made that.
Oh, yeah. That's an awesome game, actually. It's really, really good.
I got good reviews, yeah.
Yeah, really good game. So, never checked out an Obsidian game other than like a licensed thing that's not even really, you know what I mean? It's not their original work.
Right.
It kind of was, but you get what I'm saying. I'll wait and see with Avowed.
Okay.
I just don't know enough about it yet. But it looks cool. It looks like they're marketing this like it's Obsidian, but look, it's kind of like Skyrim, guys. It
is. And that's kind of how they marketed Outer Worlds too.
Okay,
it's like this is Obsidian, but it's like Fallout.
Yeah.
But it's space.
And it's sci-fi.
Now.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi. So they're kind of doing the same thing. Speaking of which, I'm sure we'll get to it later. I loved the trailer that they dropped during the Game Awards for the Outer Worlds 2.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty clever.
Nice.
That's their humor in the Outer Worlds. I don't think the Avowed is going to be as humorous because that whole game is like supposed to be like very on the nose, sarcastic and things like that. This one's going to be a little bit more serious, but I'm sure there's going to be some funny stuff in there.
Yeah. Speaking of Pillars of Eternity, Pillars of Eternity is that isometric kind of RPG. So for some people, it's a little like, ooh, what's that? So I think for Avowed, to see just in first person, a little more, like we said, palatable, a little more approachable, that kind of thing. And that's definitely what I think the marketing is going for is, look, guys, it's like Skyrim. It's not like that weird top-down Diablo stuff.
Or
it's so
Baldur's
weird.
Gate 3.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
Who would play that?
What a terrible video game. Yeah, but it looks kind of that's what they're going for here. And it looks pretty cool. The combat definitely looks cool. Like the spells and stuff.
Yeah,
look really
put some
cool.
work into the animations and everything. So.
Oh yeah, like what was that one spell? The spell where they sink through the floor. I'm like, that looks really cool.
Or the black hole that they formed and just started sucking people up. Yeah,
good stuff. All right, well, we got to see February 18th when that comes out on Xbox Series X and X and PC. And it should be a day one Game Pass title. So if you have Game Pass, then you should be able to get it. No extra charge. All right, let's move on here. Ooh, here's one I'm pretty excited about. Split Fiction. comes out March 6th. Now, this was revealed at the Game Awards.
Yeah, this is sooner than I thought.
Yeah, for sure. So they must have been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
But this is the team that made It Takes Two, Joseph Ferris, and his development team. But it looks really cool. So it's, if you watch the stream of the Gamer Guild at the Game Awards, you saw the trailer. It looks pretty cool. You're playing two writers of fiction. One of them writes fantasy, one of them writes sci-fi, and they're trapped in each other's worlds. Oh no, and they have to work together to get out, which is very in line with their types of games. They definitely do a lot of co-op games. They did A Way Out. They did It Takes Two, like I said. My wife and I both really like It Takes Two. It was a pretty fun game. Won Game of the Year in 2021, which is crazy. But yeah, Split Fiction I think looks pretty cool. They did a little, in the trailer, showed off some of the mechanics, some of the kind of the combinations they're going for with the worlds, that kind of thing. It looks really interesting. The writing's always pretty good in those games too. Yeah. So I'm excited for this one. This might be the second game I get.
I'm pretty excited for this one too. I really liked A Way Out. I didn't play It Takes Two, but I played A Way Out with my younger brother.
Nice.
That one was a lot of fun.
That one's a little different because it's like two different stories going on, right? It's kind of in parallel to each other.
Yeah, well, they do at some point. They are together because they're escaping prison together. But then there's like flashbacks and things like that.
Okay, gotcha.
So it kind of bounces around in time, but it's well done. Split Fiction. I remember we saw this during the Game Awards. I was already hooked.
Yeah.
Because I saw science fiction, I saw fantasy. Some of the levels did look like they might miss with me a little bit, but that's okay because the rest of it just looks so creative that I'm going to be bought in 100%. So I'll definitely try this one out. Do we know if this one will be on Game Pass or is this going to be just a standalone title?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think It Takes Two was. It came eventually. Yeah. But I don't think it was a day one.
Gotcha.
For sure. Joseph Ferris is pretty independent. So I don't think he does that. But yes, right here. Comes out on PS5, Series X and S, and PC. So there you go. But it might come to Game Pass later. It Takes Two definitely did. It Takes Two came to PS Plus as well later on. Right. So
Yeah, Split Fiction, that'll be a fun one, I think. I think that one's going to get a lot of fun content as well.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So I'll be excited to watch that.
Gamer couples are a big big niche right now, so that'll be really good for them, And my wife really likes gaming now, which is cool. So she's a cool nerd like me.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
All right, well, that's pretty much all the big ones that have hard release dates in 2025. So let's get into some of the ones that don't quite have release dates.
But these are ones that have already been confirmed.
They're confirmed for this year.
Okay.
But we just don't have a release date. First one, Borderlands 4. Noah, any thoughts on Borderlands? Have you played Borderlands at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was a big Borderlands 2 fan.
Nice.
And then I played, what was the in-between one?
Pre-sequel.
I played that one too. I did not play Borderlands 3, and I did not play Tales
of the Borderlands?
Yeah.
It's a little different, yeah.
Or no, Tiny Tina's.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because that was like a standalone game.
Yes.
Didn't play that one either, but I did watch my friend play that one. That one looked pretty fun. But I put a ton of hours in Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel. So I am cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm with you. Really liked Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Liked the pre-sequel, a little short, just a little thing. Didn't play Borderlands 3. Kind of reviewed mid, so stayed away from it, I guess. Borderlands 4, I just haven't seen enough about it. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, I guess, and it looks like Borderlands gameplay, which is good.
Yeah, the trailer didn't really impress either one of us, if I remember correctly, during the Game Awards.
Yeah, it kind of gave us what we expected already. So it was like, well, okay, that's good. But this is another one that's a wait and see for me.
For sure.
We don't have a release date anyway, so I guess we'll wait and find out. But it's coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. No Switch, sorry, guys. We'll wait and see for Borderlands 4. Any other thoughts on Borderlands, Noah?
This is coming right off the heels of one of the most disastrous movie releases.
Ooh, that's true.
And game adaptations we've ever seen. For those that maybe have already taken that out of their collective memory. Yes, the Borderlands movie released last year, and then they released the teaser for Borderlands 4 immediately after that box office weekend. So, they're on thin ice. Let's just put it that way. They better hope this one's good because their PR is not so good right now.
Yeah, for real.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's Borderlands 4.
Yep.
I guess we'll see when it comes out, and we'll see if they get a release date later on in the year. So stay tuned for that. All right, next kind of big one, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Noah, did you play Death Stranding?
I did not play the first one, but I did watch a playthrough of it.
Okay.
I just did not decide to invest.
Yeah, I'm confused by it, so I don't know if I want to spend my time with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a Kojima game. You know, those are usually pretty weird, but they're usually pretty good too.
Yes.
I never played a Metal Gear game. I played a tad of Metal Gear Solid 3. Played a tad. I had a buddy that could speedrun Metal Gear Solid 2 really fast, so I would watch him play Metal Gear Solid 2, and that was really funny. Played a tad of Metal Gear Solid 1. That's pretty much it. So I didn't. And, you know, with Kojima games, they're an investment. They're a big story. You know, you really gotta really appreciate it. He's kind of an auteur of like the video game industry. So you really gotta like sit down in a quiet room and put your headphones on and really get into the space.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's an acquired taste.
Definitely.
And I think I would equate it similar to like the FromSoft games. Which now that I guess that's become a lot more wider appeal.
Yeah.
Much to my
only after Elden Ring though.
Yeah. But before that, I mean, that was a very niche genre.
It was. Yeah.
And I think Kojima games are very similar to that, where it's a niche genre. The dedicated audience that plays it are always going to love it. And those who need to dip their toes into it are going to be a little freaked out at first. So, I actually was impressed with the first game.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I just really liked the atmosphere and world building that he did for it. It was just the gameplay to me didn't entice me enough to actually go and play it. But I thought the story and everything about it was just so, interesting and weird. I did watch like the Rad Brad play it, I think, and some other YouTubers like go all the way through, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good stuff. So
nice. It's more of a watching game. You want to just kind of get the story. I don't know. Just it's a wait and see for me on this one too. But if you're into Death Stranding, you already know who you are, man. You're definitely gonna get this
for sure.
Because it's kind of like you either don't really understand Death Stranding or you think it's the most amazing video game of all time. There's kind of no in between. It's pretty weird. But yeah, I guess we'll see when it comes out.
There was another game that was before Death Stranding 2 that is coming out this year. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Have you heard of this game?
Oh, Expedition 33, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I skipped that one. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
That looks cool.
This is a very enticing one as well.
Yeah.
I am anticipating this one. This is probably going to be the first RPG that I play that gets me into that metaphor and like persona
like turn-based type stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it does.
And the vibes that I was getting from the trailer and the gameplay that I saw, this is the one that was like, it looks like it'll convince me. So that's the one I am looking forward to. It's getting a lot of hype. I think it had a beta or an early access. I can't remember that people were able to play it.
I didn't hear about that.
Maybe not. Or maybe it was just trailers. But
the big news for me is Charlie Cox plays one of the main characters, which is so cool. And the production quality looks incredible.
It looks insane. So I'm very excited about Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Hopefully we get some news on that one, because that one it popped up on my timeline randomly one day and I saw it and I was like, oh my, wait, this looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I saw the cast and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that one.
Yeah, if you haven't seen any footage, definitely look up some footage later on. I think they played a trailer during the Game Awards, if I remember correctly. I think we may have seen something like just as an ad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing it when it was revealed. I can't remember when, but it looked so cool. And the story is really interesting. There's like some painter or something that paints a number, and the number is the age at which you'll die or something like that. It's a really interesting sounding story. Yeah. I want to know.
I'm so in. It looks very, very cool.
Yeah.
So.
Looks awesome.
Very creative.
Yeah. So no release date on that, but coming out 2025, comes out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. No Switch. Sorry, guys. All right. We did Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
There's 2 more D games that I think are.
2 more D games? Yeah. I see one of them.
Okay.
I'm excited for this one.
Let's do it.
This will probably be my 3rd game I get this year.
I'd probably agree with you.
Nice. Doom the Dark Ages.
Woo!
Dude, if you're a millennial, you're legally required to get a Doom game, okay? You have to. It's coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. This should be a Game Pass Day 1 release too, because it's owned by Microsoft. So there you go. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Doom: The Dark Ages looks like a prequel. Like it takes place in like a medieval type time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore in these games where things happen like in ancient times. So people are thinking that's maybe what this is going to be, and kind of dive more into the lore of it, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, I believe this is supposed to be the lead up into the Doom reboot. It was like Doom 2016 or whatever it came out, where he was in the sarcophagus.
Yes.
I think this is when, because I think in the lore he like fought through hell and like
in the
eternity.
lore he's like a soldier. Yeah, exactly. Fights through hell as a soldier, and then he gets like put into cryo sleep, and then Doom 2016. Boom.
So this is, I think, where he's been fighting in hell for however long, and by the end of this game, I think we get put in the sarcophagus,
right,
to lead up to.
Or maybe they'll do another game and we'll do it. Whatever they want to do.
Whatever. I'm on board regardless.
Yeah, dude,
it looks
Software
awesome.
are the kings at this. I mean, Doom 2016 was such a great game. Doom Eternal
also
was
loved it.
So great. Came out during COVID, like right at the beginning of COVID, and made a lot of people Doom fans.
Oh yeah,
so,
it comboed with the new Animal Crossing game.
It sure did. Yeah, sour and sweet, right?
Yeah,
there.
it was our own Barbenheimer for the gaming industry.
Yeah, exactly. It was awesome. But I am really excited for Doom: The Dark Ages. Love Doom. Love Doom Eternal. Love the OG Doom too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, what else can you say? It's Doom. I mean, the weapons look really cool. The setting looks really cool. He's got a flail. He's got a shield that he can Captain America
sick.
throw. Shield's got a chainsaw on it. He's got like a gun that you put a skull into it, and it grinds up the skull, and it shoots the skull as bullets. Dude,
did you see the mech suit that he was wearing too?
Yes, there's a mech suit.
We know. You know, I'm all about mech suits.
You're all about the mech suits.
All about mech suits.
Dude,
yeah,
so excited.
Super excited for that one. Hopefully, we get a release date soon. We will be patiently waiting. Id Software.
Yes.
Patiently waiting.
All right, I'm going to try and guess the next D game that you are excited about. Dune Awakening.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. I haven't seen a whole lot about this, but I know you have.
I have.
So if you want to take it away about Dune Awakening on PC.
So this one is going to be, it's developed by the team that made Conan Exiles.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be more similar to, it's an MMO. Mm-hmm. So Elder Scrolls Online, New World type game. It looks kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie, and I've seen some gameplay and I've seen some stuff. The thing that obsessed me most is that there's a lot of like gun gameplay.
Yeah, and that's not with the lore.
No, not at all. I mean, there are guns in Dune, but it's like they're like basically,
I feel like they use them a little too much in the movie too. But
they're like projectile throwers technically, and
they're also very illegal most of the time. So very, very banned. So.
And they don't use like gunpowder or anything like that because it's just like the shields would just like bounce off of it. So the actual guns you see in movies aren't guns. It's like they're like drones basically that are shot and then they just like drill into the shield.
Right.
Really cool. But these are like guns. These are like they're like shooting bullets or like lasers.
Yeah, they're shooting lasers.
Which also shouldn't happen because if a laser hits, we're nerding out right here for all the non-Dude fans. But if a laser hits like a shield, atomic bomb basically explodes.
Yes.
It's
in the Dune universe.
It's a catastrophic chain reaction, if you will.
And all the kingdoms have like a bunch of nukes. So if you shoot one shield on anyone, it will cause a chain reaction that will like destroy a planet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, we like Dune a lot, guys.
We're big Dune fans over here. So Dune Awakening, also it's taking place, I believe, in an alternate universe. That way it's not messing with the canon, which I think is actually probably the smart idea.
It's an MMO, so yes, absolutely you should do that. There should never be an MMO that tries to stay in the continuity of it. That just doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why I'm also like, why is this game being made? Like, why are we doing an MMO in the Dune universe rather than just like, I don't know, a game adaptation of one of the Dune books or like an original
HBO
Dune story?
Wants money, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like they're like trying to keep it in the movies, but they're also not. It's really strange. It's like if we had an Avengers game. We did.
We did actually.
We had exactly that. That's a great example, Cody. Yeah, we had an Avengers game that was like they were like knockoff Avengers, right?
Yeah,
but you could tell they were trying to go for the movie, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. But then it's like, Paul's actually not the Kwisatz Haderach in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think there is a Kwisatz Haderach.
Yeah, like whatever that means,
Like, I think I guess the Bene Gesserit plan just failed. I'm guessing is what's happening.
I guess it's a wait and see for me. It's probably skip for me, honestly.
It's probably gonna be a huge skip for me. Yeah. I'll be playing Dune.
It's also an MMO, which is a really hard sell.
Yeah.
MMOs are a big commitment. I will say, I think the gameplay doesn't look bad. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the gathering looks pretty good. There is some base building that looks pretty cool.
Base building looked cool, and like the raid system. And
yeah.
They do have like a desert system, so you can't be out in the sun for too long.
Big survival thing. That's really in the lore of Dune.
Yes.
That's really good. So, it does have some cool things about it. It's definitely a wait and see. I'm not optimistic about buying it, but I love Dune, and it's a shame.
It's true.
It's funny because, Dune Spice Wars is really good, and I probably talked about this a bunch of times, but Dune 2 was the very first real-time strategy game, if you guys don't remember, in the 90s. So that's pretty awesome. Dune's got some good history in video games. But yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see.
Wait and see.
There is actually one more D game that's right after this one.
Oh.
Dying Light the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little kind of a short little spin-off for Dying Light. It should be it's a little bit of a discounted price this time around. It's marketed as kind of a smaller adventure, but it's coming to PS5, PS4, coming to all the last gen systems as well. Get with the times, guys. Come on. Series X, Xbox One, and PC. No Switch. Sorry, guys. I've never played Dying Light, but it looks like I'd really like it. It's it's a first person. I
think you'd like it.
Yeah, first person like open world type, very Far Cry-ish look to me. Yeah. But there's a lot of parkour that looks really fun.
The melee combat is super fun. And the nighttime is basically, it just turns into a horror game at that point. Super, super fun.
Yeah. You've looked into this one, right? Dying Light the Beast a little bit?
Yeah, because I played both of the Dying Light games.
Nice.
I played the first one when it came out, I think on like PS4, and I played the most recent one. They're a super fun time. They're probably one of my favorite zombie games, I think. It's just really good fun. They're executed really well. The animations are so crisp and the parkour's so fun. So I'll probably definitely check this one out, especially because it's a smaller title. So it's not as big of an investment in terms of like open world scale.
Yeah.
So that's an easy sell for me.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. Good for trying to get into the Dying Light series.
Oh, yeah.
Good for someone like me. It's a wait and see for me for sure. But I'm pretty excited to see what it's all about. I really think the Dying Light gameplay looks interesting. I love the fact that you can fall off of a 5-story building and then just Spartan kick the ground and you're fine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, just
kinetic energy dissipated.
That's like if Chuck Norris falls or something. That's what I imagine happens. He just
leave
punches
a little crater in the ground.
Yeah, the Earth moves for him.
Yeah, just shift the orbit a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to get in your way.
Right. Well, that's Dying Light the Beast. Comes out on both next gen or current gen and last gen systems, but not the Switch and PC. And it comes out on PC. Sorry. So check that out if you're into it. No release date, but it's supposed to come out this year, so we'll wait and see. All right, Noah. Here's a pretty big one that was revealed at the Game Awards. If you saw the stream. Elden Ring Night Rain, which is the new standalone Elden Ring spin-off sort of game that is like a 3-person co-op.
Yeah.
That looks pretty weird. I don't really understand what it is quite yet. That's all I know about it, really. But it's on PS5, Xbox Series X, and the last gen systems and PC. No Switch, sorry, guys. You don't need Elden Ring to play this. That's good.
Nope.
I don't have 2 friends that are going to want to play this, though, Noah. Sorry. I just don't. I don't think anyone else will unless they're really, really into it, too. So.
Yeah, well, I think it's supposed to be like a boss fight.
Okay, like a boss run thing.
Yeah, thing from all the games combined.
Ooh.
Like all the original Dark Souls.
Wow.
And Elden Ring.
That's pretty cool.
You're combining them all into one game, and then you can just go through the bosses together. That's what it looked like to me, because when I inquired with my Dark Souls expert, my From Software guy, my younger brother, who has played every single game, he was like, yeah, I recognize those bosses. Those are from the other games. I was like, I gotcha. Cool. Okay, so
it's boss rush, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the appeal.
Let me do it by myself.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Why do I need friends?
I don't think you need friends, though. I think it's just optional co-op.
I heard. Ooh, you know what? I think you're right, but I think you can't do duos. I think you have to do 1 or 3.
That might be.
I'm pretty sure you can't do duos.
Yeah, but I think you can solo it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I might check it out, I guess. I don't know. It seems a little like if you've played, it seems like people like your brother. If you've played all the games, you'd probably be into it.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard pass for me.
Okay.
And I also think it's a little.
Have you played any Elden Ring?
A little bit.
Okay. Me too. Maybe 10 hours. Not that much. Just enough to die a lot.
I just think it's interesting that another interesting here is that they're labeling it as Elden Ring Night Rain.
Okay.
Where it's part of like, so This is the first time there's ever been like a Dark Souls spinoff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's always Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. And now
there's DLCs, which is,
yes,
Sins of the First Scholar, like that's
right, exactly. But this is not DLC, is what they're telling us.
Yeah.
This is a standalone game.
It is weird.
It's weird. This is everything about this is weird.
Something's fishy.
It does seem fishy. You know what it seems to me? Little calling card to Sony. Little Sony. See what we can develop. Why don't you come by us?
Yeah,
come by us.
There has been rumors about them being bought, especially by Sony.
This reeks of company PR.
Please buy us.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
So it's like a new release. We're getting all the revenue and everything.
Look what
we
can turn out in a short amount of time.
Yep.
Oh, dude, Noah, you exposed them. Jeez,
I see through it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what it's giving for me.
What a shame. Well, I guess we'll see when it comes out at some point this year. We still don't have a release date, but that's Elden Ring Night Reign on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, and the last gen systems, but minus Switch. Sorry, guys. All right, let's move on. Next one that I don't really know a whole lot about, but I'm pretty curious about seeing what they're going to do, Fable.
Yep.
That's going to be an Xbox Series X and S and PC exclusive. It should be a day one Game Pass, but I'm really not sure.
I think so, yeah.
I think it should be day one. I really don't know. It'll definitely be on Game Pass, though, for sure, because it's a Microsoft-owned title. We haven't seen a Fable game in a long time, so I'm pretty excited to see where they go with this. I played a little bit of Fable 3, played a little bit of Fable 2. They were okay, I think.
Never played the Fable games.
They're kind of cartoony-ish fantasy RPGs.
Okay.
The big takeaway that people have with Fable, though, is it was kind of a little bit of a No Man's Sky light situation when it first came out, where the developers said, your choices are going to matter. They're really going to have a huge impact on the story.
I see.
It wasn't really quite true. It was kind of one of those standards, make this very obvious decision, and there's going to be very obvious repercussions, that kind of thing. It was good. It was solid, I think. The gameplay is pretty fun. So I'm excited to see what they do. But this is kind of a very non-serious RPG game. Very Obsidian kind of vibes. A little more kid-friendly than Obsidian, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, Obsidian's pretty R-rated.
Yeah, that's not to say it's not violent. It's definitely, it's got violence and it's medieval, that kind of fantasy series. But it's pretty cool. The big thing that was marketed in the original games was, your choices are going to matter. And it was kind of this, like, you choose the light side or the dark side KOTOR type situation, that kind of thing. But I really don't know a whole lot about the new one. We've seen a little bitty trailer with Richard Ayoade, who's a great actor, plays like a giant.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. Yep, don't really know a lot about it, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do. It's a really old, dead series that's coming back finally, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this one will be a wait and see for me.
Yeah.
I'm curious. The trailer did not sell me at all.
No, they didn't really. It was like a cinematic. So it was like,
so we'll see. But yeah. I'm all for maybe bringing back old titles, but I also like original stuff. Speaking of original, we have something coming up.
Okay. I think I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Well, it's a sequel.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Highly anticipated.
You said original. I was like, yes.
So technically, but it's a sequel of an original game.
That's true. Go ahead.
And that is Ghost of Yote.
Yes. Ooh, dude.
Very excited.
Man, I don't think I quite 100%ed Ghost of Tsushima, but I got really close. I love that game so much. Oh my goodness. And it's
Beautiful.
It's the reason I don't want to play as a samurai in Assassin's Creed. It's because of that
You
game.
had it.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
It's good.
We don't need to taint it.
It's just going to be worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to be worse. And oh man, such a great game. My goodness. I mean, that's just my kind of video game, Sucker Punch did such a great job. The navigation system is so unique, where you use the wind to figure out where you're trying. Oh, so cool.
You just swipe up on the touchpad and it'll gust it up for you.
So cool. Yeah. It was the first game I played on PS5. I had a PS4.
Okay.
And the last game I played on PS4 was Guardians of the Galaxy. And that was a really fun game too. And then I finally got a PS5. And the first game I played God of War, which is a PS4 game.
Yeah.
But the first true PS5 game I played was the upgrade of Ghost of Tsushima with like the Iki Island expansion and all that.
Yeah.
Dude, When I tell you it's some of the smoothest gameplay I've ever experienced in my life.
Beautiful.
That sword feels like butter, man. It's so cool. Oh, so cool. My goodness. And then
and you could stealth in that game too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got like kind of diverging gameplay paths in that one. So
yeah,
really well
You
done.
can kind of do it both, which is awesome. So I love Ghost of Tsushima. Really excited for Ghost of Yotei. You don't have to change a thing. Not a single thing. The protagonist is different. I was a little, my knee-jerk reaction when I first saw the trailer and it wasn't Jin Sakai. I was like, oh man, it's not Jin, you know? I kind of wanted to see a continuation of what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Maybe him in the mainland or something like that. But don't care. Still going to be really cool. I don't think we've seen any. Have we seen gameplay?
No, I don't believe so.
I didn't think so.
But we did. So this is going to be in a different time period as well. I think it's like
completely like separate.
I think it's
story.
like 200 years in the future, something like that.
Something like that.
So yeah, very, very. I trust them. Sucker Punch to me, very underrated development team.
Yeah.
Because I loved the Infamous series.
Nice.
Loved it. That was like my first PS4 game. Was Infamous Second Son. Oh. Beautiful game. I had to go back and play like the Infamous games on my PS3 after that. And then they came out with Ghost of Tsushima. Such a difference in terms of genre and gameplay from Infamous to Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I trust that team with whatever they want to do. Give them the keys to the castle, Sony. They're really, really fun.
My hype is just next level for that game.
Yep,
it's probably, this might be... We'll give our top 5 at the end.
Okay.
This is probably my top 5 most anticipated. Ghost of Yotei. I'm really excited for that one. I love Ghost of Tsushima so much. Here's another one I'm excited for that I think a lot of people that don't even know what video games are excited for. And it's a little game called Grand Theft Auto 6. We still don't have a release date, but it is 2025. They revealed it was 2025 in the trailer. But that was over a year ago, so people were really upset about it. But it's finally 2025, guys. We can get it. It's coming out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S. No PC release on launch, which actually is pretty normal for Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, Noah, are you a GTA guy?
Never played.
No? I am a GTA guy.
You are?
The first one I played, I remember I have a formative memory of GTA Vice City when I was way too young to be seeing GTA Vice City. And I remember this guy, I was, staying at his house, our parents were friends, was, playing, and he had like a mod or something, or he had a cheat on where he was dressed in a SWAT uniform. I was like, how'd you do that? It was like the craziest thing I'd ever seen. So like cheats were really big back then, like putting in inputs to put cheat codes in, stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then I remember he lined up a sniper rifle and shot someone's head off. And I was like really young. And I was like, I just saw that. Yeah. And then my life was never the same. And I've loved video games ever since. But
thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, you're
sharing
welcome.
your truth, Cody.
Yeah, my therapist said I was ready to talk about it. And then I played the first one I actually played was San Andreas. Awesome game. I was so into the immersion, so into all the different stuff you could do. You don't play GTA games to play the story.
No.
You play them to do all the other stuff that you can do.
I mean, Rockstar knocks it out of the park when it comes to building a world and being able to interact with it in a realistic and fun way. So I probably won't check this out. I'm sure I'll see so much content from it, though. So
you won't have to.
I won't have to. This will probably be the biggest release of the year if it does release this year. So
we'll see. Haven't said anything otherwise. So we'll see. I'm really excited. GTA 4 is one of my favorite games. GTA 5 I thought was really good. I like GTA 4 just a little better. I thought the story was better. But yeah, I'm a really big GTA fan. Really into it.
It's coming.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
And you know what I'm most excited about? They just made Red Dead 2, which I don't know if you're like a Rockstar guy like I am, you know that GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, there's a huge leap between the two. It's insane what they were able to do with Red Dead 2. It's unbelievable. Still to this day, people talk about the detail in that video game. So I'm just so excited to see I'm so excited to see what's going to happen with GTA 6. I mean, this is their bread and butter. So they're not going to screw it up.
No. No. Which is also why I'm fine if they do delay it. I think I don't think they will, but people need to understand it. It's a possibility, okay? This is an insanely...
We haven't seen anything that says that they would, so nobody freak out.
But this is a huge game. I mean, absolutely huge. The expectations behind this are higher than if Minecraft 2 was going to be released. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Notch tweet.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that
whatever
next
that
week.
means. Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, GTA 6 on the way. There was another. We're running out of time a little bit, so there's a couple other titles that I just want to touch on.
Cool.
The one right under that is Greedfall 2, The Dying World.
Okay.
So Greedfall was another RPG.
Yeah.
I think it was third person.
Yeah, very Bloodborne vibes.
Bloodborne,
very gothic.
yeah. It was set in like the colonial time. And I believe it's set in like the New World, like in the Americas, but this time with magic and monsters.
Nice.
Very, very interesting. The first one kind of was a cult hit. It's like it didn't really break the bank, but those that played it was like kind of fun. There was potential there, but it never really like got off the ground.
It was like a free PS Plus game for a while.
Yeah.
They really try to get people into it.
I'm very excited to see what the improvement is, Greedfall 2, because I didn't even know this was coming out until I just looked at this list. I haven't seen any trailers for it, any gameplay, so I might have to do some research on that. But I love me some role-playing games.
Nice.
And I love unique storylines, so I'm very excited for that. And then the other one that I'm sure you're also excited for.
Yeah, I bet.
Is Judas.
Oh, okay. You went a different direction, but yes, I'm excited for Judas.
I did go in a different direction.
Yeah, I played BioShock recently for the first time. Really fun, really cool. Really excited to see what Judas does. I mean, I
played BioShock really cool. Infinite for the first time last year.
Nice.
I had it like on the upgraded version. I played it with all the new graphics and everything. Loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Super awesome. I have two that I'm really excited about. Metroid Prime 4 is supposed to come out in 2025. Yeah. We will see. I don't know. I love Metroid. I have a Samus tattoo on my arm. Yeah, I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4. I think the gameplay looks pretty good. You don't really need to do anything different with Metroid Prime, I don't think.
Probably not.
Just kind of update everything. And they also just released Metroid Prime Remastered, which is really good too. It's the same game, so of course it's really good. Yeah, so I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4. That's probably in my top 5 most anticipated. What was the other one that I saw? Oh, yes, Pokemon Legends Z through A. So another Pokemon Legends game. So the Pokemon Arceus game that came out, that was really popular actually, is getting not a sequel, but a follow-up. So I guess we'll see what that's all about. I've never finished a Pokemon game in my life.
I've never played a Pokemon game.
Really? I've played quite a few of them. I've never actually finished one ever. I've never become a Pokemon master. I will one day. Yeah, so those are kind of the two that I'm kind of that stuck out to me. Yeah, that's pretty much
also Outer Worlds 2. It's not on this list.
Oh yeah. I guess they don't have a release date.
But they don't have a release date, but they did say 2025.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I was super excited about in the Game Awards, because I was like, they showed Avowed, and I'm like, Avowed. Yeah. And they're like, oh, by the way, also releasing Outer Worlds 2, same year. I was like, what? Obsidian. You dirty dogs.
It's such news,
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Should we do our top 5 most anticipated?
Yeah.
You go, Cody, take it away.
I'll try.
Okay.
Well, at number 5, let's go. I'm going to put Assassin's Creed Shadows at number 5,
okay.
I think. I'm going to put...
Should we bounce back and forth?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You do 5.
For my 5... I'm probably going to go with... I think I'll go with Judas.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be my 4, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Judas is my 4. I'm really curious to see what they do. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
4 for me will be Ghost of Yote.
Nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's on there for me, but not yet. Not yet. All right. 3, Doom Dark Ages. Let's go.
I forgot about that.
Oh, no. You slept on it, man.
I did sleep on it. 3.
Now you're all screwed up.
I am. 3, I'm going to go with Civilization 7.
Okay. Nice. There you go.
I love it. Yeah. Love the series. Very excited for the next title.
Awesome. 3 for me is going to be...
No, you already did 3.
Oh, I did 3. You're right. 2 for me. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yep.
2 for me is going to be Metroid Prime 4.
Okay.
There you go. It's like a fever dream. I don't even think it's real, It's crazy. So
it's so close.
I know. Well, it's like Half-Life 3 almost. It's
yeah.
It's like something's going to happen. It's going to not get released. I don't know. We'll see. So
number 2 for me will be The Outer Worlds 2.
There you go.
Outer Worlds 2.
And I think you can probably guess my number 1. It's Ghost of Yote, baby. Oh, so excited.
GTA 6 didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
5.
Dude, hey.
Wow.
I mean, I love GTA 6, but I know it's going to be like, I kind of know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not like anticipating it as much as these other ones.
I agree.
Ghost of Yotei is more unique. GTA 6 is kind of like, it's dependable. You know it's going to be good.
It's gonna be
so
good.
I'm like, we don't have to worry about GTA 6. You know what I mean? Yeah. There you go. Also, I just forgot about
it. Number one for me will be Avowed.
There you
go. If that one doesn't hit, I will be very disappointed. I'll be very sad, but I have pretty high hopes. Nice. That's my most anticipated. My honorable mention is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. Didn't make my top 5, but I think, like you said, that one's probably pretty dependable that's going to be a hit.
For sure. I'm just a really big Doom fan. So dude, I got really into the lore, especially after Doom Eternal. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. What do you think? Any other thoughts for 2025? You got a gaming resolution? How about that? What's your gaming resolution? And then we'll cut it. How about that?
Gaming resolution, I want to play a genre that I haven't played before.
Okay.
We'll do that.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Clear Obscure. Technically, that is a genre that it's an RPG, but it's an RPG style that I've never played before. So I think if I play that one, I want to complete it all the way through. I think that'll be my New Year's resolution.
Nice.
If not that one, I'll probably try like Metaphor.
Yeah.
Or Persona game.
Something. Yeah. Final Fantasy's in the older Final Fantasy
Exactly.
games.
Yeah. I think that's a genre that I've been sleeping on for a little too long that I think I probably will enjoy. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to try and dip my toes into this year.
My recommendation, if you're trying to get into turn-based RPGs, it's a little older.
Okay.
But Final Fantasy X has a remaster that's really, really good.
Is it on PC?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question, actually.
Because I have PC. I have a PS5, but
it's on PS5.
I have access to it on PS5, but it's technically not my PS5.
Okay,
so.
Gotcha. Well, it's a pretty palatable one. I think it's a very classic turn-based RPG. So if you're trying to get into that, that's a pretty good baseline.
Intro.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty good baseline. It is a little old, which means there's a lot of random encounters, which is a thing with RPGs. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But my gaming resolution for 2025 is to play some new games. I really got some FOMO this year because I didn't play any really new games. I just finished Astro Bot last night, and I thought it was really, really fun. Did it deserve Game of the Year? I think it's my favorite game that I played from this year, yes. But I also only played Helldivers 2, Black Ops 6, and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Don't know if I'm the best.
You didn't play Warhammer, did you?
No, I didn't play Warhammer.
I think you need to try it out. I think it's pretty good.
All right, hey, I'll play Warhammer if you play Final Fantasy X. How about that?
I think that's a deal right there.
Let's do it. All right, cool.
I'm down for that.
You guys saw it, episode 1. Those are two very different video games.
They are.
All right.
But that's what makes this work, you know?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. The yin and the yang.
Exactly.
Man. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you today at the Gamer Guild Podcast. Thanks for joining us on episode 1 of season 3. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
The Gamer Guild Podcast is recorded at Augusta University's Pamplin TVC and Podcasting Lab. Our producer is Jackson Garner. The Pamplin TVC and Podcasting Lab supervisor is Jasmine Garcia. Music is by Ethan Balducci. The opinions stated are that of the individual and not Augusta University.